Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 42 of Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud. And now, topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Fridays. Catch updates about the podcast or for other news. Give us a follow on your social media platform of choice. Listen to the description below. I'm your host, GM, and overseer of Podcast of Five Rings, Obsidian. Joined tonight by the other three amigos. The wall that will not fall, Tetsuo.
No, you know what? I'm going to stop you right there. That was really rude. You just introduced us all like we were nothing.
Yeah, you don't get names. You're the three amigos. You're nameless. Like the three musketeers. They didn't have names either, right?
Wait, but then does that make Obs the apprentice musketeer who, like, didn't really matter?
I guess so.
For the three musketeers?
Yes.
I guess so.
Yes, it does. I'm the Charlie to these angels.
Oh my god.
the Donatello to these three Ninja Turtles.
Whoa, hey now, Donatello was pretty cool. He had a bow
We're gonna
staff.
do a topic on that one on the Ninja Turtles one day. Some other famous foursomes. The Ringo Starr to the Beatles is Mal John Lennon. It's up to you or Meta.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the Beatles.
Enough about the Beatles. Okay.
I don't know enough about the Beatles.
I don't really either. I just know all their names.
Oh, well.
So there you go.
Tried to slide that under the radar, I see.
But you're not him. You're the Dark Fortune Duelist, and your name is Meta.
That's right.
And the resident wildcard Mal.
Yep.
Let it be known that he is not Sakura Haruno from Naruto.
Oh my god.
I just want the world to know that.
Thank you.
Nobody questioned it.
Hey. I do what I can. I aim to please. So how's it going, everybody?
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, pretty good.
No, it doesn't sound
Horrible.
good for everyone.
It's awful.
This is awful. Let me tell you about my week. It's a week. There you go. I'm done.
Yeah, I was telling you, Ted, I had an awesome new pizza place for lunch today that was really freaking good. That opened up by my work a few months ago. I just never went there till today.
Really?
It was pretty freaking sweet. Then I went and got some donuts while I was on lunch too, because it only took them 5 minutes to get me my pizza.
Wow.
And I ate some donuts.
Like a fresh pizza, or like just a pizza slice?
It's a wood fired, so it only takes like 5 minutes to cook. It's a thin crust. It's not like the crispy crust that you'll get, but it's called Neapolitan style pizza. Apparently, is the method of cooking it.
Yeah, like Sbarro and that's like my favorite style of pizza. I really love that type.
Chicago is mine. Chicago deep dish pizza will always be my favorite pizza.
I don't want.
That's half the reason I go to Gen Con every year is to eat deep dish pizza.
You know, like the only problem I ever have with deep dish pizza is almost every time I've ordered this damn thing, there is like half of the deep dish. No, not even half. Like 3/4 of that deep dish is just breading. So all the toppings are still the same. Still not even saying about the cheese and tomato sauce, but fucking 3/4 of that is just now breading. They just
but it's a nice
breading.
pizza lasagna, Meta.
Oh my god!
If I want pizza lasagna, I'm gonna make lasagna with pizza sauce.
Yeah, you can make some easy bake. Get
Easy
some
bake
noodles,
oven
throw
deep
some.
dish.
Yeah, no, don't do that. I don't recommend that. But get some penne noodles or something. You can boil them, then put them in a 13x9 dish. Get some pepperonis, some cheese, some pizza sauce, whatever toppings you like, sausage. Then you just rebake it. That's your pizza lasagna right there.
I would like to make an actual pizza lasagna. That would be badass.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
Make a legit.
I think
pizza
I know
lasagna.
what I'm gonna try to make this weekend. Y'all are giving me ideas. Damn it! This is why I don't watch Shokugeki no Soma.
Yeah, welcome to Podcast of Food Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of pizza, lasagna,
all things
barbecue
delicious.
pit boys, and other stuff.
God.
And we turned it to a food podcast.
There's actually I do have a small story. I don't know how good the ending's going to be, but I guess I'll wait for your rave reviews. But you were talking about going to a new pizza place, and there's this one pizza place I want to go to that's nearby me. But every time I've passed it up, it's always closed. And this isn't like, oh, I pass it up on the same time of the day, or it's like on a certain day of the week or something, or it's like the weekend to the week, whatever. No, this has been on random different days, different times of those days. This place is never open, but it's a business. It exists, and it's there.
Are you sure it's an actually
See,
existing business and not just an empty building?
See, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. But there's chairs in there. It's not boarded up. The glass has been clearly cleaned so people can see in. There's no construction, and it's been there for years.
Yeah.
But I've never seen this place open. I'm starting to think that maybe it's just a front for something else.
Probably
like
is.
maybe they're actually cooking like, I don't know, pork buns back there, and they don't want anybody to know. I don't know. And I want to go in there now.
We're actually a Chinese restaurant.
It's gone to a food conspiracy.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
I swear, I'm almost tempted to just start stalking this place.
Check their reviews.
See, but that's the thing. I tried that. I tried that too, and there's nothing for them.
Speaking
They don't exist. They're off the map.
They don't have a
Smash
sign
a
or
window,
anything?
see if it gets fixed.
So
I have to get really deep here, guys. We don't hear from you in a while. You know why.
Yep. Well, Meta got himself arrested. He shouldn't have listened to Mao.
Mao is full of poor
Let's be
advice.
fair, though. That's just a rule of thumb.
Mao's wisdom is shallow and poor.
All about suffering.
I mean, he'll help you figure out the problem. Just not end up where you want to go.
I mean, this is true. It's like a half-baked wisdom.
Yeah. Oh my god. That pun too. I just noticed it. Talking about pizza. Yeah.
I got it.
You got it in there.
I almost snuck it in there.
Yeah. All right. Let's get right to our topics then. Tetsuo, you are starting us off tonight, so take the lead there, broski. What do you got?
Well, actually, I wanted to pick y'all's brain because I have a problem that's about to come up, and I'm sure other people have had this before. And so maybe we can all learn from everybody. I am going to be having a bunch of people over at my house sometime soon, and about 8 of us are going to be gathering. And I want to play games, but I don't want to do like the general like party games like Pictionary or any of that, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, don't dog on Pictionary,
exactly,
the ultimate board game.
No, obviously.
Mal's like,
I will
oh,
fight
God.
you in the trenches on this one.
But at the same time, like I always hate it whenever you go to like one of those type of events, and then you have like games set up across the everywhere, because then like everybody's not really, and you get like little, I guess, cliques for lack of a better term. But I wanted to see if you guys knew of any like really good games to play with like 6 to 10-ish people, averaging about 8 people. If you guys knew of any games that were just good, that weren't, again, charades, Pictionary, or like hidden role games like Ultimate Werewolf or anything like that.
What's wrong with hidden role games?
Yeah, I love Werewolf.
There's nothing wrong with it, but those are always what you end up playing, so I wanted to do something different, I guess.
If you like card games, I recommend Smash Up.
I thought you were going to
I've
say
not
pina
played
coladas and
No,
getting caught in
no.
the rain.
No, go on.
What is this game?
I wish I had now.
Tell us about the great Smash Up here in a minute.
Well, for those of you who don't know what Smash Up is, or have not listened to our podcast before, shame on you. Smash Up is a game where essentially you have different themes for decks, and generally a different base mechanic for that deck. But it's about all different types of things: ninjas, dinosaurs, robots, pirates, wizards, and more. And there are 20 cards a deck, and you take that theme, and then you take another deck that has a different theme, and you smash the decks together to create a 40-card deck of 2 different themes. And then the objective of the game is essentially just to play either an action or a creature, try to get the points for bases, and get to 15 points before everybody else does. It's actually a lot of fun. I've played this game with up
Meta loves
to
it.
6 or more people at one time. Although it gets a bit unwieldy. At 10 people, I would almost argue that you're probably just going to want to cut your groups into like half and just have like groups of 5 playing at max. Because once you start getting up there, it gets like the turns start taking forever to come around. But I've played no, not 6, 8+ people is where I think is the biggest I've ever played. It does take a while to get back to your turn, unfortunately. So you might want to just cut those groups down to like half of that if you've got like 8 to 10 people coming over.
I think half the time I've ran into Meta at Gen Con, he was playing Smash Up.
Yeah,
So,
I really
he
enjoy
really
the
likes
shit out of
Smash Up.
Smash Up. I like it. It's a fun game.
Because we always
But,
meet up at AAG board game night.
Yeah, board game night. Yeah, we end up just playing like Smash Up or something there.
Oh, it's Smash Up
Really?
AEG.
Yes,
Yes,
is an
it
AAG
is.
game.
Clearly, the answer is to smash 2 Twilight Imperium boards together.
keep them all there for 2 days.
Oh,
Two
I think
days?
Yeah, I think I've heard of 12 people playing that.
Oh,
before.
wow.
My God.
To be honest, like as horrible of an idea that sounds, at the same time, part of me really wants to try that, but not with this group. I know better than that.
I mean, base Twilight Imperium sports up to 6 players.
It's true. I mean,
guess that's
Mao is not wrong here. Smash them together like Smash.
My
Up.
ideas are never wrong. They're just not necessarily the best.
Optimal.
They're not optimal.
On
that's
a more
real.
serious note, there is 7 Wonders, which
Oh.
can base game supports 7 people, and with the expansion, you can get an 8th. You can do 8 people or 2 teams of 4, or sorry, 4 teams of 2,
So,
Yeah, I knew what you meant somehow.
which is a civilization type building game where you go through different ages.
Oh,
and
yeah!
7 wonder. Yeah, you each build your own
Yeah.
wonder and do stuff.
Yeah!
I've actually seen this game played before, and Mao's right. It's actually pretty. I think it's a simpler game too, so it's pretty easy to like introduce people
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I've only played it at the 4, maybe 5 person level.
Yeah, I've got it actually.
Yeah, that's where I've played it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fun. What else? I also have Shadows over Camelot, which goes up to 7 people. That's a fun game, although I've only played, I think, with 4 max, maybe.
That game, I swear that game gets harder if you take away the trader and just make everybody a player.
Yeah.
Well,
I usually end up being the trader. That is
color
usually
me
my role in most-
unsurprised.
I had a side
I have
memory.
zero control over that.
There was one time where we played the Battlestar Galactica, going to Hidden Roll Games tangent real fast. We were playing the Battlestar Galactica game, and there was enough of us where there needed to be one trader. And the guy who was shuffling the cards, I guess, somehow messed up. And so Mao and I both were the traders. We were both the Cylons.
Sure, none of you.
Like, everybody's like, either Mao or Tets, but I don't know which one.
And then I'm pretty sure we restarted, and I ended up being the trader again.
Yeah, exactly. That happens. So.
It's your natural inclination to just betray people. Generally, preferably with a running overhead, I assume.
But Shadows over Camelot is interesting, or you each play a night of Camelot, and there are all sorts of like quests to go on with like repelling the like Saxons and Picts, or quest for the Holy Grail, or getting Excalibur, fighting a dragon. So each role will go out, or each person can go out and try and succeed at these quests, and then to get white swords, and then as things go wrong, you get black swords, and which by the end of the game, the majority wins. There's also a trader involved. You reveal to be Mordred.
Gasp.
or Gilgamesh, and you build unlimited blade works.
We ended up playing that one game. We ended up playing without the trader. We took that mechanic out because we all wanted to just play for the first time. We thought it'd be easier that way.
We've done that with smaller groups.
We still ended up losing. This game was really fucking hard to win. Like this
It
game
can
just
be, yeah.
kicked our ass every single time. Good God.
What about Small World? Does Small World support 8 people?
Small World, I think supports. I know it supports 6 players because I've played it with 6.
Yeah.
I don't know what it supports though. I have the game. I've played it. That would be a game, but it is. It does take a little bit of time to explain.
Yeah.
5
That would be
players.
For some
Oh,
reason,
right.
it and Shadows over Camelot are like associated in my mind, and I really am not quite sure why.
There might be rules for increasing the number of players, because I know like they suggest like having Small World and Small World Underground and like playing those together as one
Yeah.
mode, which might support more than 5 people.
I might be just thinking wrong. I might have just played it with 5 and thought it was 6. But I know I played it with as many because like the general gaming group that I have that we meet up every week is 6 people at minimum.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I think we have played it once with 6.
I don't know. That would get. I mean, like the game's already designed to be crowded with 5 on the biggest map.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
Because they want you to fight because it's supposed to be a small world.
Yep.
After
trying
all,
I am trying to
But
think
yeah,
of any other
it's
games I've played.
like, yeah, it's probably mostly card games that are gonna have the most, just because you want the game to be quick, and you don't want it obviously to take up like an entire, like, I don't know, what is it, like 4x12 table or something.
Red
Yeah, the two-
Red
the-
Dragon Inn. That's what I was thinking.
Oh, that's an. Wait, is that the one where it's like cards and you're a roll like a
Yes,
fighter or something? That's a good game.
That is a fun game that can be played with as many people as you want. It's incredibly casual. It is not balanced around the idea that like everybody's going to be fully on equal every step of the way. It's got heavy RNG usage. The whole point of the game is to play it while you're drinking or eating. That's literally the point of the game. So it's perfect for any casual encounter you have with like a group of people that are coming over.
don't say that like that, Meta. Holy moly!
There are
Any
a lot
casual
of characters,
encounter.
I believe.
Any casual encounter. Well, I don't want it to be a serious encounter because then you want
Yeah.
to play serious games.
Oh my god!
I will, because I was gonna say going to card games real fast, because that's usually where my brain ends up going, and everybody, I feel like, again, depending on your group, you want to play this game with safe people, but Cards Against Humanity usually tends
Always
to
a good
be.
choice.
I've played that a lot.
Yeah, I have to.
I'm gonna be
It's like
with
Apples to
Mal.
Apples is the PG version of it.
After playing it with your family, I'm just like, nothing really phases me with that game.
Yeah,
That's kind of, I'm with Mal on this one. I've played that game so much I actually have Cards of Humanity fatigue, and it's never really gone away.
Yeah.
Now, have you played
Munchkin
Super
and
Fight?
me are like that.
Yeah, I don't ever want to play Munchkin again.
That's a good one, yeah.
All right, here's what I'm going to suggest. If you have 7 people show up, if you want board game, then I recommend Mysterium, which is a very awesome game. It's basically like you're an investigator, murder mystery. One person plays a ghost, so they have all these cards that have esoteric images on them. And you have to pass them cards from a deck that hint at the images. You're trying to, as a ghost, lead them to the murderer through these clues. And it's really fun, but it's only 2 to 7 players. And if you want just not board game, I recommend any of the Jackbox party games, which my normie friends love. Every time every time we have a
My
get together,
normie friends.
yes.
I may have.
So
to actually
when I
play
don't
that.
whip out like the L5R cards or the like more nerdy board games or like the Animu stuff, my like basic tier, like not woke normie friends who don't know anything about anything, don't play really play video games other than like Madden and stuff like that, or even like adult like I've even done this at like Christmas time with like family and friends and stuff. But anytime
it
they
just
come
hits
down,
a wide market.
anytime they come down, my buddy's always like, "Bring your PS4 over. We got to play Quiplash and Drawful and stuff like that." And I'm always like, "Oh, now I got to log this shit around, unplug it, drag it over," because everyone plays on their cell phone. You just go into the. For those who don't know what the Jackbox party games are, it sounds like you watch probably streams or just read about.
I've played these as well. So.
Yeah, they're not fun to play all the time, but they are fun for like the occasional get together because you'll start getting like the same questions over and over again. That's why they come out with Party Pack 1, 2, 3, and 4 and stuff, and they add new games, and they're all pretty fun. You just get on your cell phone and play them. Quiplash is one of our favorites, especially if you're a really close group of friends. It's always fun, like when one of your buddies gets like a new girlfriend or something like that and brings her over, and you play Quiplash. It'll have questions where you basically you have to answer 2 questions on your phone. It's kind of like almost doing like a little short Mad Lib. It'll say like, "Whenever I go to the dentist, the first thing I think of is blank," or something like that. And it's always everyone trying to be as lewd as possible, or just completely like undercut and rag on your other friends and tell embarrassing stories about them through Quiplash to like their new girlfriends and stuff. It's happened to me. It's happened to my buddies. We always rag on each other. Your inside joke memes get spammed a lot. and that's how people start voting for them and stuff like that. If you want to get easy votes, because you want to pick answers that are funny, but also that you want people to vote for.
Yeah,
So-
so you pander to your audience.
It's
Exactly.
the same sort of strategy as like Cards Against.
Yeah,
it's
it's
same thing.
It's but you can put whatever you want. So you can put
Right.
your little inside jokes and stuff like that, and it's always freaking hilarious. And we just use it to rip on each other as much as possible, and have people who don't know the stories go, "What?" So that's my suggestion. I think it goes up. It goes up to at least 8. Might go up to 10. So, and it's
Well,
also
a lot
super
of-
cheap on PS Plus. I think you can get it for like $15 for like 5 different
Well,
games.
That game really well supports 2-player teams. So you can,
Oh yeah,
if you
totally.
have 10 people, you can do 5 teams of 2.
We
so,
play Trivial Pursuit like
Yeah.
that too. I have Trivial Pursuit on my PS4 as well.
No, have you guys, so they kind of fall to, but aren't really necessarily great for long term, I guess, is, have you guys played Super Fight at all?
No. I've not
So
heard
it's
of it.
Yes, I have played it.
No.
It's similar to Cards Against Humanity and Apples to Apples in approach, but it's different. So, I'm just going to use the Cards Against Humanity terms because everybody knows them. The cards are, in this case, will draw a card, and they will essentially have a villain that everybody has to beat. And so your cards that you have in your hand are going to be both good and bad abilities. And so you have to build this superhero to beat this villain. And then there's different ways to play it, but the way we always play it is then the cards are then chooses which superhero they think is the best foil to the villain that they've created. Because they'll also draw some of the ability cards to add on to the villain as the turns go on. And so it's not, but one of the other ways you can play it is everybody kind of argues how their superhero would beat the villain best, fastest, quickest, whatever. And so it's very, again, kind of Cards Against Humanity. You're pandering to the person who's going to choose and everything, but it's a little different in that you're creating this identity of a character as opposed to just playing the most lewd and oh my god, I can't believe you would play that card that you can't. But it still kind of scratches that same itch, and you kind of run into the same problem where once you play it so many times, you start knowing the cards, recognizing the cards. Oh, this has been played, so I would imagine this type of thing is going to get played against it, type deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still fun. The other one that I have is a board game, and I think it supports natively 8, but I guess you could theoretically go up more, is Surdo. Have you guys seen that one at all?
No.
So Surdo, you have self is I want to say, I think it's 10 by 10, maybe it's 8 by 8, it's something like that. Squares, and instead of getting cards, you get these tiles. Tile has little pathways on them. And the point is, you play the tile. Your little token starts off somewhere around the edge of the board, and when you play a tile, everybody who touches the edge of that tile moves to the edge of the path. So, like, once you start laying 2 or 3 more tiles, you may go, across the board before you stop. Just whenever the path ends, and you go off the map, or if you hit another person, you're out. And so you want to be the last person standing in that case. So you don't, you're trying to place things that don't make you go off the board, but you're going to make 2 people or 3 people run into each other type deal. So that one's fun. That one's fast and quick.
Yeah, it's like a good warm-up game. It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, 15 minutes if you guys are playing slow. It's a very quick game, but it's a lot of fun as well. Because again, the way the tiles are, you can rotate them in your hand to, play them in whatever direction you want to get the most optimal result. So that one's a lot of fun. Those are the 2 other games that I could think of. But I didn't know if you guys have anything else.
Gone are the days of World of Warcraft LAN parties. So.
I
Halo.
miss those. Those were fun.
They were
as
fun.
fuck.
Just in general, couch gaming. I mean, not that that's for 8 people, but
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's just
That's a whole
LAN
separate topic.
parties in general are the way of
Yeah.
the dinosaur. Never again will you get your buddies together to play Halo all in one room on 2 separate TVs.
Well, but I mean, you could. No, I guess you can't really all jump onto the same network and play together, can you? Because I remember there was issues with Destiny with people trying to do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it anyways either. So that was the zeitgeist of the time, like 10 to 15 years ago. But anyways, as you said, another topic. Yeah, I know. All 30 of my ancient years on this planet. All right, Meta, what do you got for us tonight?
So, I've been watching Ash versus Evil Dead, and I gotta admit, I'm enjoying it.
What? You're enjoying a TV show?
I'm watching a TV show.
Mind blown.
So for those of you who don't know what Ash and Evil Dead is, Ash versus Evil Dead is a show based off of Evil Dead, the movies, and technically Army of Darkness as well. Although honestly, it really, in my eyes, is kind of a mixture of the two.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah. So, long story short, Evil Dead was a movie about this group of individuals who went to a cabin in the woods. They find the evil book called the Necronomicon, end up accidentally summoning an evil thing back, murders everybody except for Ash, who then gets his hand chopped off and has to do cool stuff, and eventually kills all of his buddies and then leaves. And then he gets awesome and badass. And then in Army of Darkness, he ends up teleporting into the medieval realm, ends up fighting these dark evil creatures and doing it all while doing it like a total badass, using a sawed-off shotgun and like a chainsaw for a hand, and it's just good. It's really good stuff.
Lots of good, great one-liners.
It's great one-liners. It's corny. It's fun. It knows what it's trying to do. It's trying to be a comedy in Army of Darkness, and then in Evil Dead, it can be kind of spooky and jump scary, but there's still some cheese even in there that we all have come to find.
It's got the Sam Raimi goodness.
Yeah, it's got the Sam Raimi goodness, and that's really what it's all about. Sam Raimi feeling. So Ash versus Evil Dead is essentially the story of Ash years later, where he accidentally summons up some evil forces and is now on a quest to put them back in the book.
Who would have saw it coming?
That's pretty much that. And that's the story.
It's like a crappy job at a department store or something, doesn't he?
Pretty much, yeah.
I've only seen the first episode.
Yeah, he still got that shitty job in the department store. It's honestly, it's a very enjoyable series thus far. The action scenes are, as always, filled with hilarious amounts of gore. It's the cheesy corniness that you kind of come to love. I mean, like, there's really not else to say about that, but I've enjoyed it. I've watched 8 episodes out of the first season. I'm still missing the last 2 for the first one, but I will definitely be finishing it.
What?
What?
Okay, so I don't know why I didn't keep watching it, because my friends talk about it all the time, and they really enjoy it and say it's good. I need to get back to it eventually, but do you think it's more Army of Darkness-y or Evil Dead-y? Because I personally, I mean, everyone who's a fan of the Evil Dead movies always has their favorite one. It's like Final Fantasy. Everyone has their favorite Final Fantasy. They want to argue about which one's the best. It's the same thing with Evil Dead.
That's how franchises work, yes.
Yes, thank you, Mal. Thank you. It felt, at least the first episode, felt a lot more Army of Darkness-y to me. And I'm a bigger fan of Evil Dead. Kind of the more horror-y stuff. I like Army of Darkness, but it does... I don't know if it actually keeps with the horror elements more so, or it's more the kind of comedy-esque stuff that the show eventually focuses on.
It's kind of weird at times because, like, without giving anything away for the series, because, you know, obviously it just got put to Netflix recently, so for those of you who because everybody has Netflix, that means you can now watch it. It's definitely, I think it draws a lot more inspiration from Army of Darkness. It's very clear that it's not taking itself anywhere near as seriously as it would have in not Army of Darkness, in Evil Dead. Because I mean, Evil Dead, it's Sam Raimi, so Sam Raimi always has like just that kind of self-awareness of what he's making is very clearly going to be, what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to choose, I would definitely say it leans more towards Army of Darkness overall. But there are key moments in there, kid you not, that really do fall like back into this is Evil Dead. And there are some really good points on there where Sam Raimi kind of like sets aside the silliness of everything, and some scenes come along and they're really good and nicely done, very nicely done, that fall far more into Evil Dead than they do Army of Darkness. So overall, you're probably gonna get more Army of Darkness, but the moments where you get Evil Dead, you know it.
Yeah, because all the good monster effects and some of the cinematography from Evil Dead's what I really enjoyed. Like, I love the parts of Evil Dead where the camera's really low to the ground, and you know what I'm talking about, and it's going fast through the woods and stuff like that.
You're gonna get a lot of that.
Shots.
You're gonna get a lot of that. That shows up tons in here, but never. I say tons, but I don't mean that in like that's like it shows up too much. It's like a fucking dump truck.
It's not. It's not like J.J. Abrams stuff.
No, it's not like J.J. Abrams. It shows up. It's almost. I think it happens like almost nearly in every episode, but it's always with purpose. So it's always being done. It's always a nice back, and you're always interested in just following the camera and seeing wherever the hell it's taking you on its wild ride.
Yeah. Sam Raimi is for sure. He's one of my favorite directors because I love the Spider-Man movies too, and even 3, the one that people dog on constantly. I think I've said that a few times on the podcast.
Yeah,
because it's very Sam. Because you can tell when you're watching a Sam Raimi movie. Just he has a very distinct like. I don't want to say cheesy because that's almost like a pejorative term, but. It is kind of a cheesy style, and I love his sense of humor too, and I like how he can transition from even some of the Spider-Man stuff has some like horror aspects in it when you get like Doctor Ock, like when the machines like control him. Yeah, and he's like, what's going on? Like that's a very like very Evil Dead scene.
That scene, I remember that scene specifically because I just thought to myself, "Wow, this is really like it transitions," as you said. And I mean, I'll say it first. I thought it was really good. Just this idea that like he knows that they're invading his mind, so to speak, and making him rethink things, but they're always tempting him, talking him. But you never know what they're saying. Yeah. You just know that there is an AI or something about those arms is talking to his mind.
Yeah, they're their own character.
Sense to him, yeah, but you never really know what it is. It was actually a really well done scene. I enjoyed that almost transition of where he like drops everything and kind of becomes a villain, all because the coercion of the arms is like, no, you can fix this. You can fix this. You just have to do it again.
Yeah, and so it's also great that they got what's his name to come back and
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Has he still got it?
He's still got it.
I heard he's the best part of the show.
He's literally the best part of the show. There's no other character
like Bruce Campbell.
Everyone loves Bruce Campbell.
It's really hard to hate Bruce Campbell. I mean, he just does an excellent job. He plays Ash like this dude who is he plays Ash.
Oh, he's been like that's I mean he basically that's his big role, right? Like his biggest role. So and he's got a lot of experience with it at this point.
Yeah, but even so, even after like all these years of doing these movies, because he's been in other stuff since then.
Yeah.
And he's had different types of characters, but I mean, just the fact that he can jump right back into Ash and then make it so fun.
He's always been he's always done a lot of like B horror.
Yes, that is his thing. He enjoys it. Fuck, I enjoy it.
Yeah. He gets to be over the top and
he gets to be over the top. Ball. It's so fun. Like cheesy, like B horror movies are very fun for me. I love
B horror movies.
They're great. They're absolutely fantastic. But like when Bruce Campbell is running, it's like the difference is like I guess it's really simple is that when Bruce is running in that horror movie, you're just like, oh baby, sit down, put that seatbelt on because you're about to go for a ride, and you just it's almost like a Bruce Campbell 100% guarantee that you're gonna enjoy whatever you're about to watch.
So,
What's up?
I usually enjoy horror movies for the reason I'm about to ask. How are the jump scares in this?
You know
Jump
what?
scares in general.
There's not a lot. In fact, so little that you actually have to kind of seek them out. There's not really much in the way of jump scares. But even when there are jump scares, you know they're coming. That's like it's almost a relief. Like you know
It's
a jump
almost
scare is going
subverting
to come.
it.
Yeah, well it's always based on like the most recent jump scare. Classical guy checks door, nothing's there. Then something reaches through, grabs him, pulls him out. I'm like, you fucking see it a mile away. He's like, I know exactly how this is gonna play out, but you still enjoy it all the same.
Okay.
Even though it's a jump scare. So there's always like signs, or there's always like not stereotypes,
Tropes.
Conventions.
tropes, thank you. Always the tropes of like those kind of scares and whatnot, but you see them coming. There's very few.
Like they're more played for laughs, right?
Yeah, they're almost always
Yeah.
played for laughs. Like you know what's going to happen. You know that if there's going to be a jump scare here, you know what it's going to be. And even then, times when they do set up for a lot of times, they'll set up for jump scares, but there never
They
is.
just don't happen. Yeah.
Yeah, they just don't happen.
Lamp shading.
Yeah, which
Yep.
is always great. I always appreciate that because I'm with Tets. I freaking hate jump scares. I always know they're coming. They still get me. I don't
Well,
want to
that's-
be startled.
Like, I don't mind horror. Like I love, the whole
Yeah.
psychological horror where I am terrified as I'm watching this. But I don't want my terror to come from a sudden jolt of adrenaline because then I don't know. I don't feel well when I get adrenaline pumping through me that way, and I just start not enjoying myself because my body is hurting.
Oh,
And
I
I'm just,
understand.
You should play Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
I've actually watched some of that, and it's great.
It's
but
actually a
also,
really good game.
Yeah, you should watch The Void, Tets. If you haven't seen that,
I haven't yet.
it's very good. Has no jump scares in it. But anyways,
No, actually, like I kind of agree with you guys. I don't. I actually hate jump scares. I think they're
the big problem with modern horror, in my opinion.
like jump scares. Look, here's the equivalent of a jump scare. You walk downstairs, your grandmother comes around the corner, and you get surprised. That's a fucking jump scare.
Yeah, it's
okay.
You get startled.
I get as easily startled by my grandmother doing that as opposed to some dude in a spooky mask jumping out at the camera going ooga booga booga.
That was the problem with it. The big problem with it.
I just like jump scares are very cheap, and they're not a scare. They're just startling because you have something jumping at you. And hey, turns out our natural inclination when something's jumping at you is either to A, punch it in the face, or B, jump back
Right.
because it might be trying to get you.
I don't know. Like one or two jump scares. That's okay because it helps set the tone. But when it's all about jump scares,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and that's what you get with your like a lot of the found footagey stuff. What's it called? Paranormal Activities are all jump scares.
Paranormal Activity.
The
is
stupid
the
doll
same.
movie and all the whatever it spun off, Annabelle and Conjuring, and I hate all those movies because they're just jump scares. They're not
I pretty
interesting.
The closest I come to horror is horror comedy.
Yeah, Mal's all about that cabin in the woods.
Army of Darkness is my favorite of these.
Yeah.
Well, you're just subjectively wrong.
No,
I'm just joking.
Definitely wrong. But
it's subjective.
just trying to think
You're
if there's anything else I really want to touch on it. It does really cool.
How are the new characters in it?
The new characters are cool. I enjoy them. Both Pablo and can't remember her name for the life of me. Want to say it's Lucy, but I think that's the actress's name, not the actual character.
There's
Kelly.
Kelly.
Yes. Are both fun. they're fun to watch, but Pablo hands down is like by and far the more entertaining character for me because he's such a contrast to Ash. Ash is very like just casual about ending up having to use a gun, shoot things. Yeah,
Well,
he's just
he's gone through a lot.
He's gone through a lot, so this is just like a normal week. He just kind of hates it, and it's like it just sucks, but whatever. He wants to get laid. Pablo is always kind of a bit. He's more like the kind of the nerdier guy who's a bit awkward in social creations, and it's just a very fun contrast of seeing them go back and forth at times. Of how you have this one dude who's like a little bit nervous about everything, who's not really certain of himself in anything. And Ash, who's just always very clear on how things would have to be done, so much so that he's often dense and says things at the most appropriate time, or callous in how he says stuff. It's just very fun. There's literally there's one point where he takes like a beer bottle and he's like, or he says what if we run into those things again? He's like, well, then you just take your weapon. And he says, but it's just a beer bottle that you broke. You had to stab it like 50 times. He's like, what do you want from me? It's that kind of stuff. It's just always fun and entertaining to see, especially considering the context of that scene in of itself. It just makes it better if you've actually seen the episode. I was gonna say before, the camera angles are really well done. They use a lot of different interesting angles. Sam Raimi is always trying to find different ways to put up the camera either above or below. He'll try to cause it to you can see it sweeping the room or looking at things that you really wouldn't want it to look at. But there's something might be just in the corner. You're like, come on, swing over there. But gosh damn it better not be a jump scare kind of thing. He does a lot of cool stuff. He uses angles when they're appropriate. It's very fun in and of itself just to watch how he moves around, has the camera being moved around a lot, and the whole thing. And then obviously the Deadites, the evil creatures of the show itself, very fun. They have a very generic look to them, but they're always twisted. They're always shouting things to the people that they're going after, saying either dark secrets and twisting it and perverting it. They're very fun in that regard. They gush blood whenever they take a hit. They're all over the place. It's very fun. They're absolutely fun, and they're cheesy in all regard. You'll see them running on walls and shit or crawling around. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
Season 3 premieres February 25th.
Oh, wow.
My God, I gotta be ready.
Gotta have that star subscription.
Gotta have the star subscription. Stars.
What is Mal's opinion on Zombieland?
I love it.
I thought that's a very good movie.
Yeah.
All right, what were you saying, Matt? Sorry, I just had to ask him that.
How dare you? You ruined my.
I'm pretty sure when we had our favorite horror, I said that was my favorite.
Did you? Okay, that's probably why I thought that.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. I think that's really about covers everything. I can't really go into more than that without starting to give away the actual show.
Yep.
But I would definitely give it a thumbs up. Definitely give it a recommendation. If you liked Evil Dead, if you liked Army of Darkness, go watch it. It's a fun ride. If nothing else, it's one of the better shows out there because it doesn't take itself seriously. It knows it doesn't need to, and it's going to have fun along the way.
There you go. All right, Mal, you up next.
All right. So this past Tuesday, which would have been February 6th, Obs and I started streaming a Nuzlocke run of Pokemon Silver, and it is now forever lost.
The first part is
Yeah.
because I didn't have
gone forever.
OBS set to record, and Twitch wasn't saving the videos, so it's gone. We were going to put it up on our YouTube channel under our first attempt to play, but it's forever vanished. It's gone in the interwebs.
We had a good time though.
We did. We had a lot of fun.
So we've been, Pokemon's been on the mind, and you know how franchises work. Everyone's got their favorites and least favorites. So I figure we could talk about that a bit.
All right. Well, what's your favorite?
Do you need to ask?
I kind of do. I actually don't know what your favorite is.
He hasn't been listening.
Oh shit, you're right. I should have known that. That's just my bad.
Wow.
I dropped the ball on that.
Mal's,
Nobody
Espeon,
to
Bestion.
blame but myself.
Mal's all about that.
Espeon, Bestion. And it comes from the best Gen 2.
I would agree with that.
A lot
At
of
least
people would probably
storyline wise, I love Gen 2.
Gen 2's great. The best thing about Gen 2, other than just the Pokemon designs, which are also really good, is that you get to play through Kanto as well,
Well, yes.
which is amazing. And they've never done it again since
Nope.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver, technically, but they haven't gone back to that formula. They've always just had
Thank you, Iwata.
You just do more stuff in the same world you're in the post game instead of going back to older regions, which I hope they'll do on Switch because there'll be more room for it.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
They just keep the graphics the same and just.
I would be fine with that.
Oh,
Dude,
what is?
the Sun and Moon graphics are really good, actually.
I don't know what my favorite is, Mal.
Mm.
This is
So-
a
You
hard
might not have a
question.
favorite gen, but who's your favorite Pokemon, Meta?
My favorite. That's the what I was to say. That's the hard
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
I have a couple Pokemon that I do like.
Well,
though.
Yeah,
Well,
just
spout 'em
what
out,
are some of
spout
your
'em out.
favorites? You don't need to
My-
pick a top one.
All right. Well, then my favorites are Mewtwo, and Mewtwo. No, just kidding.
That sounds like a favorite.
No, my
So
favorites.
hard to choose between Mewtwo and Mewtwo. I mean,
It's really hard.
Mewtwo,
Really
Mewtwo
hard.
X, Mewtwo Y.
Honestly,
One
no,
from
but
the
seriously,
fighting game.
Mewtwo is probably one of my favorite ones. Then going down from that,
Just had his birthday on
Aegislash.
Tuesday.
He
Yeah,
did.
he did. He got his little birthday cake.
He did.
He is so happy.
Aegislash, I enjoy the crap out of, although I honestly enjoy Honedge more than
Yes,
any other form.
I feel exactly the same way. I actually don't like Aegislash all
Really?
that much.
Yeah, Honedge is actually my favorite design out of all of them. I just enjoy it for what it is. I just enjoy the sword and the sheath. But Aegislash kind of goes away from
It's
that,
a-
becomes a sword
yeah,
and shield, and
I just don't like the sword design of it.
yeah, it's better. It's more tolerable in my eyes with if you get the shiny version of it because it turns into a red blade and it reminds me of Muramasa. So the bloody evil sword. So I kind of enjoy it more like that. But honestly, if I had to choose, Honedge is just my favorite incarnation of that Pokemon. It's a very cool.
So
version of it.
speaking of Gen 6, it's probably actually my least favorite Gen.
Yeah, which was weird because we were talking more the stream. I think it might be my favorite design, Pokemon design wise.
Yeah.
I really love Gen 6. A lot of people, Gen 6 is kind of maligned actually. A lot of people rag on it, especially because of EXP shares when this started. So it's like
Well,
when
thought
it became
like,
casual in quotes.
I don't care what anybody says. EXP
Pokemon's
share
never
was
been hard.
So yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
like Pokemon's never been hard. The difference you can
It's
I'm
a
gonna tell you,
game designed for children.
Yeah.
there's the difference
Yeah.
between EXP share and not EXP share. 10 hours. That's the difference.
Yeah, basically. It's
10 hours
quality
of
of life
grinding.
improvement.
Gone. People shouting it's easy now, and it's like it was always easy, guys. You just don't have to grind for 10 hours anymore, okay?
Yeah. You can do something else with that time.
You can
like
you
hatch
save-
eggs and hunt for shinies.
as somebody who doesn't like grinds, as we talked a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
I love EXP share.
I love EXP share too.
I love that. I was like, that was the one thing that blew my mind about that gen. I was just like, because I was ready to get in this game. I was like, I'm gonna go back to Pokemon, and then I looked over to Lily, and I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking do grinding, aren't I? And she's like, No, you don't have to do it with this version. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I don't have to do with this version? And she's like,
What?
in this version of the game, they have EXP share, and you can just like go through the whole game at like one shot. You don't have to grind anything. I was like, are you fucking for real? Because I remember that shit from
you for real?
Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Gold and Silver, and that's where I stopped playing was Gold and Silver. Because I was like, these games are fun.
Yes. Yellow might be one of the harder ones.
Yeah,
It is,
it is.
honestly. I
Yellow
enjoyed
and
that
Platinum.
game. I enjoyed the crap out of Yellow, though. But hands down, like, I just remember the time having to sink into, like, finding Pokemon, leveling them up, switching them out into the field, then switching them back if they were way too low level, killing off the Pokemon.
We
getting
have
the
to grind a lot in
experiments.
Nuzlocke.
Yeah, we did.
God.
We spent a good at least
Well, we're gonna
45
open with
minutes of the
next
stream.
time.
Yeah, so that's I really hated that. So Gen 6 was a very nice change of like thing. Hey, now you can actually focus on the game as opposed to doing other shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, as far as the Pokemon designs, there's like I think
Mal
what was
hates
it?
Fairy Top.
Tyrantrum is my most favorite. the T-Rex fossil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
hate fairy types.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
awesome.
like specifically the two that are grouped up next to each other. The
The
perfume
swirl,
one and
Or
the,
cotton
Teeth.
candy or whatever.
yeah, and Slurpuff.
Slurpuff, yeah.
Those look
I-
awful.
Tyrantrum.
I don't
I'm
mind
gonna
them.
back you here though, Mal. Tyrantrum is awesome.
Yeah,
He's the king.
he's
I
awesome. I like both the
enjoyed it.
dinosaurs. The one
Yeah,
that
the
That
other
was
sucks.
okay.
awesome. I was like, about damn time we finally got a T-Rex in this bloody
Brontosaurus
game.
just sucks. It's a
Yeah.
defensive Pokemon, but
I mean, I like Sylveon and Dedenne. Those
I
are
don't like the
I'm
Dene.
I
actually
know-
okay with Sylveon.
You know what? I know.
I
My
fucking
favorite.
love
here-
Sylveon.
You know what Obs loves though? Klefki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's clearly
No, no. I'll tell you a story here in a little bit, but
It's about to get PTSD. Huh?
yeah, I am.
Just let it out, Oz. Let it
Let it out.
Um,
Tell us the story, Obs.
Well,
You need to
first,
know.
let me paint you a picture here. I know I'm really good at that. So let's weave this grand, majestic tapestry here. Let's talk about some Gen 6 Pokemon. I didn't play Gen 5. This isn't going to be a rant. So I'm sorry if you're disappointed, people. I don't dance to your tune. I'm no puppet getting pulled by your
no.
strings.
Now continue the story.
Yeah.
Please, you're ranting.
so-
you're
Oh,
technically
God, I'm
ranting
doing-
about not
I'm-
ranting.
The abyss is staring back into me. No, so I didn't play Gen 5. Me and one of my buddies, my roommates at the time, we both got DSs and we played through Gen 4, and I was like, it felt tedious. Gen 4 felt really tedious to me when I played it at the time. Even going back and playing it when I caught all the other Pokemon. So I took years off Pokemon because it was a good long time between Diamond and Pearl and X and Y. At least like 5 years or so, maybe more than that. And it wasn't until probably 2 years ago when I actually got back into playing Pokemon, when I bought my 3DS. Because me, Tets, I think Mal a little bit, some of our other friends in a role-playing
7
game.
years.
God dang. Dude, that's a
Gee,
long
was.
time. It doesn't feel that long, but yeah, it kind of was. Because yeah, it was like 2006 or 7 when Diamond and Pearl came out. But anyways,
Yeah.
So yeah, I got my 3DS and I was like, I wanted this. I kind of want to play X and Y. They look fun. I'm going to get my 3DS. I'm going to play these. Then maybe I'll go back and play Gen 5. So yeah, it got me back into Pokemon in a good way. Yeah, I love the designs of it. I love the EXP share.
The
Now-
biggest thing Gen 6 has going for me is the updated graphics.
Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
that's what
Sure,
really
awesome.
that's what really pulled
But
me.
now
in.
I have Gen 7, so I never need to go back
Yeah.
to Gen 6.
Now Gen 6 is 2.5D, as I like to call it, where you still can only run
Right.
like left and right and diagonal. You don't get like
Yeah.
full 3D movement like you do in 7. But
it's not
I
DS
enjoyed that, though.
graphics
yes, it's way better.
from the top down.
The,
or whatever.
the DS like aesthetic is actually my least favorite.
Yeah.
Just the way things look. But anyways, back to I guess the story that they want me
yeah.
to tell here. Okay, so I'm playing through Pokemon X. I'm having a grand old time. I got my little psychic fox whose name I don't know because I nicknamed her Hand Egg. But off of one of our friends who suggested, who made fun of football because she was not from America, so she called it Hand Egg. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna name my Pokemon Hand Egg, and so I'm running around with my Hand Egg. I got my Lapras, I got my Sylveon. You know, I'm having a good time. I'm running through some graphs. Get a random encounter. What do I see? Klefki.
the jingle jingle of
The
death.
jingle of death. And I'm like, yeah. Okay. I was like, this Pokemon looks lame. I was like, what is it? I was like, what is
Wrong
this?
move.
I was in chat.
Talk
I was
shit,
like,
get
yeah.
hit.
I
Obs.
was like, what is this thing? I put down my 3DS. I went, what is this thing? It's a pair of keys. It's car keys. It's a ring of keys floating. I'm like, are they running out of ideas? WTF, Nintendo. And they were just like, yep, it's Klefki. It's a thing. And I went, okay. So I've got my Houndour out there. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Oh, it's Fairy Top. It uses a fairy move. It one-shots my Houndour. I was like, oh, okay, it's fairy. I didn't know that. I guess the steel is the other one. This Klefki managed to single-handedly destroy my entire team that was like 5 levels higher than it. A random wild Klefki. One by one, my Pokemon fall to the wayside. Lapras is gone. Goodbye Sylveon, because she's fairy and still beats fairy. Goodbye Houndour. I didn't have Garchomp yet, so I couldn't... But even then, he would have fell because it's fairy. I might have had Garchomp. I don't remember. PTSD's weird like that.
Block it out of your memory.
Yes, and one by one, as all my Pokemon die, I'm like, is this thing actually strong? And one of our friends who knows about competitive was like, it's like a defensive Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, okay. And I just kept telling, well, another Pokemon's dead. How is it killing them? Oh my god, it's murdering my entire team. And as I'm talking and weaving the story through our chat for this role-playing game, and they're all like, oh god. So now it's a running joke that Klefki is like the bane of my existence in Pokemon. If I run into them...
black out in that fight?
I blacked out. It killed my entire 6-man team that was all over-leveled past it. I didn't have any troubles with the game until that point. Till Klefki came. It single-handedly destroyed my day. And I was like, nope, I'm just running from them now. I'm not fighting any of them. I'm done with Klefki. It's horrifying. It looks horrifying, too. Thing is messed up looking.
Fucking gets thrashed. You know what the funniest part was?
Dude, it dismantled my team.
He's not even that strong of a Pokemon.
I know! He's just defensive. I was like using the wrong moves on. I don't remember how it happened.
You went through like so many Pokemon though. How are you using the wrong
It had
moves?
it had a good matchup top against every one of my Pokemon.
Is it like how does it have a matchup against Lapras? Is it Lapras?
I think still beats us.
It does, yeah.
So I might not have. I don't remember my exact team at the time. I know I had Houndour, I know I had Sylveon, and I know I had Lapras. And I had the Firefox, Delphox, I think.
Let me look up Klefki's stats here real fast.
I think I'm pretty sure it's a defensive Pokemon.
It's defensive. It is a defensive Pokemon, but it's here's its total stats are 470, but its defense is only 91, and its special defense is only 87, and its HP is 57. It's incredibly weak.
It manhandled my team. It manhandled it. It was pretty hilarious.
It did things to your team you never thought would be done.
Yeah. So I kind of want to run through, given that story, a quick rundown of my favorite Pokemon from each gen, because I listed them out. I took the time to do it.
Okay.
I'm not going to explain why, but here they are. So we got Gen 1 Lapras. He's the one you always surf on.
I think mine is Nidoking for Gen 1.
Nidoking is also really awesome. I really like Kabutops also, but you just don't use him. He just looks cool. But yeah, Lapras was always super useful because he's water. Water is always strong in every gen, and he's ice, so you can use him against dragons. Gen 2 is Houndoom because I'm an edgelord and he looks cool, and apparently I just like Pokemon. He's my favorite Pokemon, period, in general.
Espeon.
Because, yeah, Dark Top is my favorite top. Yeah, and Mal loves Espeon, so there you go. Gen 3 is Milotic. It's actually it's
Mine
one of my
too,
least.
Actually.
Gen 3 is one of my least favorite design-wise.
Actually, I think it's number 2 for me, maybe, or 3.
Yeah.
Depends on how I feel.
Gen
about
3
Gen 1
I also didn't really play a lot of. I played through like half of it when it came out.
Breloom, the fighting mushroom.
Oh, Breloom's awesome too. He's
and
up there
Aggron.
for me. Gen 4, it's actually Garchomp, but I don't want to say Garchomp and be that guy. I pick.
I will. Garchomp.
Yeah, Garchomp is awesome. I love Garchomp. He's a freaking land shark. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But
I actually don't care for Garchomp all that much. I think he's kind of boring.
You know who I do like? Gibble.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Gibble's adorable. I want a Gibble plushie so bad. With his mouth really open, he's so happy. What were you saying, Mal?
I was like, I also really like Luxray.
Yeah, he's fun.
And Glade.
I like Shaman. Shaman's probably my second favorite.
Shannon's probably good, yeah.
He's so adorable.
And Torterra is probably my favorite starter.
Torterra is my favorite starter too.
I like Vespa Queen.
I also like Piplup. Piplup's really cute also.
Gen 5.
Scolipede! I was really down on that gym until I ran across my wild Venipede. And I was like, this thing is going to be badass one day. I'm going to level this guy up. Poison Bug is, if you play the first 2 gens, Bug is just not good. Poison's not great either because it just didn't have a good moveset. But then by that time...
I really like Haxorus.
Haxorus is also pretty cool.
Also Golurk.
Girder is my least favorite Pokemon of all time, probably. So, Gen 5, half the Pokemon look like Muppets or Sesame Street characters.
Look like a
like
Muppet.
Throw and other guy literally look like they're from Sesame Street. Throw and his brother. Girder has that big giant clown nose that makes him look like a Muppet. He's disgusting looking. He's got veins all over him. Gen 6, I'm going with Sylveon. Sylveon is the bae.
My bows are made of flesh.
Flesh bows.
Flesh bows.
She creeps out your wife, doesn't she, Tits?
Yeah, my wife has lovingly named her Nopion because she nopes the fuck out of there every time she sees one.
And I love my Tyrantrum from Gen 6.
Yeah, I think Taranturum's up there for me too. Greninja's probably my second. I love me some Greninja.
The tongue thing just like...
Oh, that's
really
cool.
threw me off.
I love the tongue scarf.
No.
It's weird. It's weird. Don't try to cover it up. It's weird.
Yeah.
It ain't that weird.
How does he even talk? Like, you try and just hold your tongue out and, like, put as much
Make
pressure
it
on
easy.
it.
You're talking to a man who's watched every single episode of Naruto.
That's true.
So?
Are you okay, Ob?
Stop.
Do you need help?
Stop interrupting and just ruining my logic now. You're just
Like,
destroying
I
it.
have too.
It's just quit. The tower that I built is falling down.
Good.
It has no solid ground to stand on.
It probably needs.
I know Naruto has nothing to do with Pokemon, but he's a frog ninja.
I use
Naruto has
dual
frog
blades. Don't tell me about Naruto.
ninja.
You have dual blades in Pokemon?
Oh my god.
If you use double edge, you can. And Still Valley is my Gen 7 favorite.
7. I think it's Golisopod for me, actually.
Oh, really?
I agree with that. I love Golisopod.
He's pretty cool. His ability is stupid, but the Pokemon is cool. Usually my favorites are all based on appearance.
Mine too.
Because I am
typically.
shallow.
I like Golisopod too. He's also just Guzma's.
Also Mimikyu.
Yeah, Mimikyu is really adorable. I just like Guzma. That's why I like Golisopod so much. I used him on my second playthrough. He's pretty good. Bugwater there was a lot of Bugwater Pokemons in that gen. I don't think there was really any Bugwater before that.
No.
There might have been like
may have
one.
been in 3.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of water in 3, right? Too much.
Surskit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the only one.
It evolves into a flying bug, I think, but first form might be water flying.
Yeah, it's also not nearly as cool as Golisopod or as memorable.
Yeah, not at all.
He's a freaking giant insect bug guy with like samurai plate armor and stuff. He's freaking sweet. Also like the dragon guy from the fighting dragon Pokemon.
Oh, I don't.
I can't remember his name. He's got like cool gold-plated dreads.
I always want to call him Enmao in my head for some
Yeah,
reason.
that's basically...
It's like Uematsuo or something like that.
Yeah. He has a very Hawaiian-y name.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so...
But yeah, Pokemon.
Yep. It's great.
Favorite evolution?
Sylveon.
Ooh. Probably gonna go with
Leafeon, right, Meta? It's Leafeon.
Leafeon.
Meta,
You got me. Jolteon, though, I think is gonna be the one to go with. Yeah, what's
I
up?
am so glad that I have somebody else who votes Bestion. I'm sorry, Mao and Obs, but Jolteon just wins.
Jolteon's my third favorite, so
Now I can't hear Tets.
he's on mute. He's blocked.
He's like, I'm muting him.
Banished to the Shadow Realm.
Good thing I'm not an admin in this server. You'd be kicked.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of my favorites all come from Gen 1, and I think it has to do more so because when I was really big into Pokemon, it was Gen 1 and Gen 2.
Mm-hmm.
Jolteon and Gyarados specifically have always for me.
Man, there's a
been
lot of
at the
silence
top.
right now.
I know. We're just in awe now. We can't believe that you would commit number 2 on the top 10 list of anime betrayals. The first one happened in our monthly module, Pathfinder Evil Part 3. Check it out on youtube.com/podcast5rings.
My God, are you seriously?
The number 1 anime betrayal happened. And now Mao has committed anime betrayal number 2.
Top 10. We're gonna get a top 10 anime betrayals in this podcast someday.
I'll make a list one day.
He comes back tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got the list, guys. Right? Yeah.
Got the list. All the betrayals that's ever happened.
Yeah. But yeah, playing. I've never done a Nuzlocke, so the first.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good. We did a good bit of grinding. We've got a bunch of our teammates, some that I'm probably going to stick with for a while. We got a Zubat that I think we're going to rock into Crobat.
We decided on our theme for naming, because you got to give every Pokemon a nickname.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
And it's, of course,
The worst Final Fantasy.
the greatest game of all time, Final Fantasy 15.
We've already got Prince Noctis, and our Slowpoke is Prompto.
Prompto is the Slowpoke. Noctis is a Cyndaquil. Ignis is Zubat because he's blonde.
We've already
I got Iris as Rattata, and she immediately got benched because she's the basic bitch tier waifu. She saw one battle where she was switched out, and then I caught a Zubat and never looked back. So Iris is in the box. We got Togepi as Talcott. We got Dino, the Bellsprout.
putting in work.
Yep, he's been putting in lots of work, that Bellsprout. He's going to get us through Rival 2 fight.
Yeah, that's our first big hurdle. You got to get through Rival 2.
Yep, Bugsy was I was kind of scared of Bugsy there for a little bit because Scyther is super powerful. But I have but I have a Geodude, so there you go. Who I really badly wanted to name Gladiolus, but didn't. What did we end up naming him?
If we could, Core,
Leonis.
Yeah, because if we could fully evolve him, I would have gone with Gladius.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we're not trading or anything like that, so sadly, it was not meant to be. Maybe we'll find a Tauros or something and name it Gladiolus.
No King.
Yeah, it'll be way over there after Ecruteak City if we find one. But yeah, it's been fun. We're doing it with Silver because it's one of the games I know the best. It's my first ever Nuzlocke, and it's me and Mal's favorite gen. So
we know this game the best. You need to take hours to find Pokeballs.
Yeah, and just constantly run into the same Pokemon over and over again because that's apparently like the worst part of the game so far for Nuzlocking.
Well, you got rid of the duplication clause.
Yeah, that I didn't think ahead, Mal. I just didn't think ahead. But yeah, I think we're going to end up eventually going through all the games on there, so be looking forward to that. Next time the episode will actually be recorded and go up on our YouTube channel, so it will be there. So if you want to watch us,
maybe by the time this comes out,
yeah, it might be. So maybe we'll have a death then. Maybe I'll get blacked out completely on Rival 2 because Ghastly will troll us, or Croconaw will bot us into oblivion. Who can say? We'll see.
Croconaw set up to sweep our team.
He is set up to sweep our team. He can totally do it.
He's gonna come in there and sweep the floor with you.
Yep. We're gonna be relying on Dino big time. Beat Croconaw. So yeah, that's Pokemon. I love it. So
what don't you love?
Well, I do love this. This is my topic for tonight. This is why it kind of hurts me to say this. I mean, it doesn't really hurt me to say it, but this is more like a nostalgic growing up kind of love here we got. I want to talk to you guys about, and I mentioned this on the podcast before. I want to talk to you guys about Star Wars fatigue because it has really set in with me. Last weekend was the Super Bowl. If you didn't know, if you live under a rock and don't pay attention to TV or anything, I know you probably don't care about football.
Did any of us watch it besides you?
I don't think so.
I did not watch it.
Yeah.
So can you explain to some of us what a Super Bowl is?
The superb owl.
Yes.
The superb owl, the best something.
Knocked Owl is voted the greatest owl every year. I don't even know why they play the game to decide it. He always beats the owl from that old movie, the robot owl. Not Jason the Argonauts. Clash of the Titans.
There you go.
But anyways, yeah. So one of the very first commercials was the teaser, trailer, what have you, for the next upcoming Star Wars movie, the spin-off Solo, a Star Wars story, or whatever the hell it's called. And of course, everybody went, "Oh God, shut up, oh." Waited with bated breath to see this 40 seconds of meaningless, slapped together. Who knows what any of it? The endless speculation began. Oh, where's he gonna find Chewbacca at? Oh, there's Lando. Is he doing the Kessel Run? And I just didn't care. I did not care. I don't have any excitement for these movies anymore. I'm numb and dead to Star Wars now, and it's really hard for me to say that. We've got the third trilogy of movies now. We have it, and it's just ever since Disney bought the property, which Disney is just doing now. It's their marketing strategy. They're all about quality or quantity over quality, especially with Star Wars. A lot of people have superhero fatigue, which I don't feel. I still love all the superhero movies that Marvel puts out. There's some I like less than others and just think are okay. But in general, I want to go see them. Some I get excited for to go see. We've talked about a lot of them on this podcast. But we haven't talked about any of the Star Wars movies. Or the most Star Wars stuff we've talked about is probably Battlefront. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm not excited about the Battlefront game. Just outside of the manipulative EA loot box stuff. It's just because Star Wars. I just it's tedious. I don't know if you guys feel this way too, or
honestly,
do not.
I do not, but at the same time, I share the sentiment of I don't know that I care.
I've never
Star
been
Wars?
super huge into Star Wars, so
Exactly.
it's just not as big of a thing for me. But
Yeah.
I've enjoyed what I've seen. I've never seen the originals.
And I love the original movies.
See,
At this point,
that's
it's I've had people who are huge fans of the originals saying at this point it might not even be worth it. Just the how at least they considered them to age.
Yeah.
The acting and the effects and stuff.
Honestly,
Are
if you
quite
go
old
back
now.
and watch them, you have to watch them almost, if you've never seen them, almost in the mindset of sitting down to watch a B movie. I hate to say that, but it's kind of true. You have to go in expecting not great.
See, I would be on the opposite spectrum of that. I have actually watched the movies recently, and I still think they hold up pretty well.
I think they do.
But,
too.
but you've seen you watched them when you were this is not your first time watching them.
No, this is
So
not.
you already have an attachment to them.
See, but I can still be objective about it though. Even if I've got an attachment to them, and if you were to ask me, obviously
I
the
don't
quality.
think anyone can be truly objective.
Well, I guess we'll have a difference of opinion then. But regardless of that, yes, obviously it's dated with time. You'll have certain acting bits will more stand out. You've got the quality of them as well, which you'll never have as great as quality. And then obviously special effects have way enhanced since then.
Yeah, but I would argue they take away from the new movies more than they enhance them.
I agree with that.
I don't know, the new movies as well as the prequels are what they are. The new movies.
I don't think we have to talk about the prequels.
Yeah. But honestly, like at the end of the day, I'm still I end up I talked about this once with somebody else, and I'll kind of repeat it here. Is that like the only issue I really have with generally the new movies as opposed to the old ones is that the old ones at least knew what they were trying to fucking do. They knew where they wanted to go, what kind of story they told. It's not a story we haven't seen before. They aren't technically telling us anything different, but it was done well. And that was what mattered.
They were shot well. George Lucas is at least like a competent director.
Yes.
He knows how to like shoot things. Back in the day, the practical effects in the movies were just like the alien, the monsters, the aliens and stuff, all the puppets. Yeah.
I mean, they don't hold up like what they can make nowadays. I mean, what they could do nowadays looks way better.
Ships were models.
Yep. But I mean, even then, for the time that it was really well done. But I like kind of seeing like the new movies, having seen what they become, seeing Last Jedi, seeing Rogue Squadron, seeing Force Awakens, knowing that the Solo story is coming out. I'm getting a little bit fatigued too. Like
I just don't give a shit
You
anymore.
got Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't wanna watch that.
I
for
totally
Disney
forgot
streams,
about that. You
Secret
got Star Wars
Service.
Rebels, and then you got like the new story that they're going to be coming out with as well.
You had Clone Wars before that.
There will be another trilogy after this one.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is like they just plan on doing a new movie every year. Every year, even if it's not part of the main series, it's a movie every fucking year.
Yeah, I don't know. They might take a break between this trilogy and the next.
Maybe
after the Obi-Wan one, I think.
That's the only one I care about because Ewan McGregor was the best part of the prequels.
Well,
in my
only if he gets cast.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I think he is cast. I thought they said that.
I
will watch the shit out of that.
Yeah.
He wants to, and there's a lot of memes about it online, but I haven't actually seen him.
Obi-Wan's my favorite Star Wars character.
He was a generally fun character to watch.
Well, yeah, I think he was probably having the most fun out of everyone on the prequels.
Yeah,
it was the story about how he wouldn't stop making lightsabers sounds when he was like using them in the movie. Yeah, they had to just cut that bit out.
But it's like I don't know, man. I just like there's a lot coming out for Star Wars, and I mean, like from one hand, like as you guys stated, you don't have like that. You don't have that fatigue because to you it's just kind of another movie.
Yeah, I also don't like. Well, in general, I don't watch trailers unless they're before an actual movie that I'm already seeing. Like I don't go watch trailers on YouTube or I don't see a lot of commercials.
Mal's the one guy who closes his eyes and plugs his ears during the trailers.
No, I just avoided them. Like I haven't seen the Solo one yet, and I probably won't until it's on a trailer for something I'm already watching in the theater.
That's probably how I'm gonna end. That's actually I probably won't even see the fucking Solo trailer unless a friend like shows it to me or something. I'm the same way as you, Mal. Like I don't look for the trailers. They just don't interest me enough.
Yeah.
Plus I've seen too many trailers where like they'll show you something in the trailer,
just
and
not
have
in the
character do
movie.
something, and then it's just never in the movie because it got cut in like the final
its
thing.
own topic.
Yeah, that's
how trailers are these days because they are not.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, but I
Thank
mean,
you,
like
focus groups.
Yeah, thank you. Right. But like that kind of shit. But like I guess for Obs and I, well, maybe I don't know how much you were into the series, but like I said, like I really love the originals because again they were just well done. I mean, it's a story. It's your general hero story. Somebody.
Yeah, it's the hero's journey.
It's the hero's journey, exactly. But it was
the man
done
with
well,
1,000 faces,
and it gave us a cool world and a universe to explore at the same time. And the prequels tried to add on more to like leading into what it was, which I mean has its ups and downs. On the one hand, there was the prequels. On the upside, memes for days. I have never loved so many.
I have the high ground
series.
Meta
prequel memes.
Prequel.
Also very.
That is one of my.
You underestimate my power.
The attack of my life has left me scarred and deformed.
Yes, and of course Palpatine, who we quote.
Oh
constantly.
God!
But
Palpatine's
really good
best.
too. Actually,
he's great.
He's also very good in the prequels.
So enjoyable.
No.
I mean, luckily you don't. No one's like making you watch them.
Yeah, nobody's making me watch
But they are, Mal. They are. It's everywhere.
Skipped Rogue Squadron. I actually skipped for for literally almost a year's time.
Yeah,
I didn't even bother picking it up. I actually had a guy who I work with who kept asking me every now and then, "Have you seen Star Wars Rogue Squadron yet?" And I'm like, "No."
It's Rogue One.
Or Rogue One, whatever the fuck it's called.
Rogue Squadron is a very
That is how much
Rogue
I
Squadron
don't
is a
care.
very good game for the Nintendo.
Rogue
64.
Squadron is a
Great for the
great game.
64. We need more Rogue Squadron. I will jump
Rogue-
on that pedestal.
I love
Rogue
Rogue
One,
Squadron.
though, I will. That's like barring the name and my ability to not even care enough to remember what it's called.
Exactly.
Like that's how much it shows I care. Like I finally watched it and I thought it was just okay. The
I
only
didn't like it.
thing I was upset about by that movie was the fact that the guy who was like the Jedi like monk or whatever didn't just fucking pull out a lightsaber at the end. I was so upset by that.
He didn't do anything. He just walked out and died for no reason.
Yeah, he walked out and died. I was like, well, I guess they're gonna kill everybody off, which makes sense. But all right.
He had to save the hope, save the
I only
dream.
watched the movie recently myself, and I will say I lost my shit when I realized Donnie Yen was in it. I had
Yeah.
no idea that Donnie Yen was in it, and I was so fucking ecstatic.
That was 80%
and
of why it was cool, just because it was him.
I-
It had nothing to do with his
exactly.
character.
Like he carried the movie for me personally. He did. Like,
I
The
did
Darth
not-
There was-
Vader scene is also really cool.
The Darth Vader scene is
I hated the Darth
amazing.
Vader.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Because
What?
Because Darth Vader is normally he's intimidating by his presence.
Yes.
But that scene, it felt like they were like, let's make him say all these cool one-liners. Like every time you saw him, it was all about making him have to show you that he's badass when you always knew he was.
It made me feel
Wait.
like I was watching the
Wait.
prequels again.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm maybe
Yeah.
I'm missing up here. Are we talking about like the end scene?
Yeah.
Where he's. I didn't hear
end
any.
scene- no,
Where
no,
he's
the
all
end
silent,
scene.
just killing everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't say a damn thing in that scene.
Not the end scene. I thought you were talking about the scene where he meets with the one guy.
Yeah, he does
No.
that. I don't like the end
The
scene
end.
either.
Yeah,
No,
the,
we
end,
were-
the end scene, he like definitely sees the guy holding the chip, and like the whole time he's like, "Let me deal with all these other people, despite the fact I can take the chip from you." Like,
No, I mean, you can argue that, but that goes with any movie. There's always something that's like this would have been way
No.
fucking smarter to do.
sometimes I can give it a blind eye, but Darth Vader definitely looks at the chip and watches it move throughout the people. Like,
I'm not
goes
disagreeing.
there-
I made that same fucking joke as I was watching the movie. I was just like, why doesn't he just fucking force pull the chip? I mean, you're absolutely right. It's stupid. He could have just been like, yoink, mine, haha, rebellion stopped. And that would have been the end of the series.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but they
I
wanted
had a lot of problems with Darth Vader in that movie. But what are you gonna do? I mean, you're building. He has how much of a backstory that he's built upon.
It's the
now.
Disneyfication of him.
Exactly.
It's just he's
Well, I mean, and
I don't know.
mean,
I don't
the
know how to tell you.
prequels.
You're gonna be really upset then. I don't know how to tell you this, but Darth Vader had a lot of really badass one-liners in a lot of different series.
yeah,
and
but they weren't as
comics and everything.
cheesy. in their-
Yeah,
Oh, yes, they were.
No,
They were all
No, they
just as
weren't.
fucking cheesy.
No, they
Yes,
weren't.
I hope you don't choke on your aspirations after you just choked the dude. Yes, they were all that cheesy. These all like there's one scene in a comic where he gets fucking surrounded by guys, and they're like, we're gonna beat you and shit. And he's like, all I'm surrounded is by dead men, and that's literally it. And then he kills them all. I'm like, that's a
But
fucking
that's-
cheesy one-liner.
more in line with some of the one-liners he gave in
Uh-huh.
the trilogy than the one he gave in.
They
I
feel
don't-
like
I-
Joss Whedon one-liners.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think-
different
I think
core feeling.
I don't know. I think this is gonna be ending up going into that realm of subjectivity where it's
Oh,
like
absolutely.
this is
No,
this is never gonna be truly like a factual thing.
No, I agree. I mean, let's be honest. People change over time, and this takes place how many years before the trilogy? So
I mean, it's
you know.
it's there's always things changing. I mean, you're not wrong though. Darth Vader was always, but Darth Vader's always been a badass. I mean, he's always had.
No,
good stuff.
exactly. But he just, I don't know. He always felt like he carried it more from his presence.
I
than
just
his
ap-
one-liners.
I just like the more personal battles of the like lightsaber fights of the old trilogy too, but
Yeah.
that's I could rant about Rogue One all day. I hate
I
that
think
movie, but
It's again, it kind of it's funny because we talk about it, but we end up just generally going back to a lot of the older movies. That's where it really ends up coming back to is like we talk about the movies and they're like, yeah, but we could have done this. We saw this in the original one. We always end up going back to the old movies, which is why I like them so much because
Yeah.
it set the precedent for everything. It was
And,
done well.
I mean, luckily they're not going anywhere.
I
yeah,
will say
for better or for worse.
that I will give a lot of the newer stuff. I way prefer the spaceship designs. Like in the prequels, like the Naboo starfighter to me just looks so sleek and so nice. I mean, I know you don't need sleekness in space. I understand why it's impractical and everything. I just like the way it looks. It's very much a Corvette of starfighters.
Well, that's because like you have to remember like the rebellion is made up of like junks and pieces, and they're trying to get their hands on just like the tech that'll work. Like the B-wing is probably the sleekest fucking ship that they get in their fleet when it comes to a starfighter.
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh yeah. I get why. It's just that is some credit that I have to give the newer stuff.
Which you make fun when we talk about like the new starfighter, but then there was also like that was on the side before Palpatine became the Senate, and
yeah,
and decided that what I'm going to do? I'm going to take over the universe.
Yeah, it's also it's not just like the movies and stuff, but it's also just like how they're marketed now. To me, it also just drives me insane. I pretty much sum it up with the Porgs, who were in the movie for like 2 minutes maybe, and they're slapped over every freaking Star Wars thing that's out now. We got Darth Vader dancing at Disney World videos all over the place, and the freaking commercials. It's everywhere. It's ubiquitous.
I'll say it this way. I had early 1980s toy of Bosk. Do you know who Bosk is?
Yes. He's one of the coolest fucking bounty hunters ever.
Thank you, Meta. And the only reason why you know about him is
Dark Forces.
Oh, okay. For me, it's because of the toy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't shoved down your throat, though.
No, but in the 70s, in the 80s, the whole, toy action figure of Star Wars collectibles. Like I knew a bunch of kids whose dads had whole rooms covered in walls of the action figures. So don't tell me it wasn't always marketed and all about.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's more ubiquitous now. It's in everything. Yeah. It's because Disney has it, and there's just more money to spend on marketing. So it's on every box of cereal. It's on every Coke can. It's you know what this is? This is Spaceballs the lunchbox. Spaceballs. It totally is. And
Spaceballs the T-shirt.
And one of my favorite one of my favorite YouTube channels in general is Red Letter Media, who has the Plinkett reviews and stuff like that. They have which are awesome, which are probably the most amazing Star Wars thing ever made, and to be completely honest. But they have something called the Nerd Crew podcast where they make fun of people who talk about Star Wars and stuff like that and do reaction videos and stuff. Every time they talk about Star Wars, it's so freaking hilarious. They sit at a little table that's covered with it's just littered with useless Star Wars crap. Like the stuff that they put out, like a R2-D2 popcorn maker.
Oh God.
There's that, Chewbacca shaving cream. Just the stuff they find is freaking hilarious, and that's half the fun of those movies. I'm gonna link you one.
Hold on,
a little bit meta because you would love them.
I would love this. Do link it to me
because I know you're all about satire, and they're completely satirical.
I love satire. Satire is I love the fact that we can take something we love and poke fun shit out of it.
Yeah, so that's if anything, that's given me more Star Wars fatigue because. Now, I would love if they did another KOTOR game and it was good, and if SWTOR hadn't ruined Revan. And I also really love the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars cartoon back from the early 2000s. It's probably the best piece of Star Wars visual media, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm. You know what I almost want them to do? I just kind of want them to stop making Star Wars stuff for a little bit. Give a breather, guys.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it makes too much money, sadly.
I know, money. That's the problem, though. It makes so much money when it's not even that great.
It was the highest. What's the word? At the box office, it made the most money last year, right?
Yep, it did.
And Disney's not going to let that cash cow go. They're going to keep.
Nope.
Pushing the crap out of it and make a bunch of spin-offs that I don't care about. And forgive me for sounding like a hipster before, but no one gave a damn about Star Wars 10 years ago. And now
that's not true.
Freaking everywhere.
Not true.
Not I'm not saying no one. I'm being a bit hyperbolic there. But it is not as popular as it's not nearly as popular or mainstream as it now as it used to be. Except for maybe the 70s.
It's always been mainstream.
I think what we need to do is take Star Wars set it down and really have like a discussion on what can make it great again. Let's
sure.
make Star Wars
It
great.
just needs to go away.
Build a wall around it.
It just needs, I'm with you. I think it just needs to go away for a while.
I think
probably.
like the problem is like every
Yeah.
time they bring Star Wars back, it's always it's always through some different scope or mindset. Like the prequel knew where it wanted to go, but it had the rockiest road to go over. There were some times where the road wasn't even
and
there
George
anymore.
Lucas just had free reign.
Yeah,
So
he had too much free reign. I mean,
he didn't have
that's a
Lawrence
whole discussion
Kasdan
in
and all
itself.
them to like go. All right,
Yeah.
because if he initially wanted to make, I read like a biography about how the first 3 movies were made. He initially wanted to make Han Solo like a 7-foot tall, lanky blue alien who didn't talk and did something weird. Like, and I think Lawrence Kasdan had to go. You can't do that, George. No one will. No
Nobody
one's
will
going to care
understand
about
it.
that character. You got to make him a smarmy, roguish smuggler guy instead. And there you go. And
And then,
we
like,
got
the
Jar
new-
Jar in episode 1 when he got
Yep.
free reign.
And then you have the new shows, which I almost feel like that these new ones are trying to cater, like they're not only trying to say, because like Force Awakens is just a New Hope. When you really when you drill it down to its core, that's
Yeah.
really what it is.
It's a
It's a
soft
New Hope.
reboot,
Yeah,
basically.
and then the Last Jedi is like, oh, all those conventions you know about Star Wars, we're gonna throw them right out the window. We're gonna just upset everything. And I'm like, I feel like these movies are telling, like, one hand, it's like, look, guys, you can trust us. We can do Star Wars. Look, we even made one that was just like Star Wars that you love. And then everybody was saying all this
I
stuff,
mean-
coming up with theories. And then the next movie was like, okay, so all that stuff that you were talking about, we're going to get rid of it.
I think it's so big that there's just going to be a loud amount of people that don't like it regardless of how it is.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
but that's
for
with
sure.
everything. That's with anything.
Oh,
You're always going to find people who
it's,
like
this
something.
is so big though, right? Star Wars. Like, and it makes the most money now, and it's always going to have a ton of people complaining about it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's again anything that makes a lot of money, except for Toy Story. Who can hate Toy
I know,
Story?
right? I have
people
nothing
don't
bad I can
really
say about
like
Toy Story.
Pixar that much anymore
I
because it's all
actually-
sequels.
Toy Story.
You're fucking dead to me,
I'm
Tex.
not saying it's bad.
Fucking
I'm
dead.
not-
No, don't
I'm
even
not
talk to me.
railing on
You're
it.
dead.
You
You're
do not
dead
have
to
a
me.
friend in me.
Not a friend to me at all, sir.
Toy Story.
Call
I'm
it Randy
sorry,
Newman.
but I
You
never
are
have.
no. We're not friends anymore. I am immediately removing you from the gaming group. I will not be seeing you on Thursday anymore. I'm cutting off all communication.
So,
Now it's Mao and
outside-
him. It's just you and me, Tets.
outside of us being out of
I'm gonna alienate the shit out of you for saying something like that. How dare you? Tantamount to sacrilege is what that was.
Anime betrayal number 3.
Now you see what it's like whenever you rain your hellfire upon us and don't let us know when your bombs are going off and bombs are out.
Oh my god.
I'll let you know 2 seconds after I've shot.
It's the third cluster bomb that's falling. Hey guys, I'm gonna start doing my cluster bombs now.
Oh my god. All right. I've got Star Wars topic fatigue now, so we're gonna end it.
let's stop it.
Let's
put
end
this
it
one to
here.
rest.
Episode 42, Podcast of 5 Rings. Your source for enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of 5 Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud. And now topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with a full video releasing on Friday. Check us
Hey,
out
you
on
didn't mess
Twitter. I don't know, I didn't mess up. I did it, Mal. Are you proud of me?
No.
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 Yeah, meh.
You
It's not
hit
that-
status
Try a lot
quo.
harder.
You read
I'm
some.
not-
You read some copy. It's not that impressive.
You hit status quo. That's nothing to be impressed by.
Thank you for keeping my ego in check. Twitter.com/podcast5R, where you can, if you want to watch us Nuzlocke live and see the incoming death that's eventually going to happen live, that's the place to get the update about when we're going to do it. Facebook.com/P5R podcast. Meta and them also have a stream. Twitch.tv/PSO Flow. And ours is twitch.tv/podcast of 5 rings. Not the number, but the word 5 spelled out. So be sure to check us all out. I want to go and have a nightmare about Ewoks and Jar Jar and the Porgs. Oh, I hate the Porgs so much. The Minions. It's the new Minions.
Apparently they were
to save you
The,
from
There is a story behind the porgs. I think
Yeah.
Mao's even gonna tell it.
It's
I'll let you
because
have it.
the island they were using just had so many puffins, and it was literally easier to turn
CGI them
into porgs
over,
than,
yeah.
get rid of them.
Well, I hope they don't come back in the third movie, but I have a feeling they will.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they're not
I pray
using that
they-
island,
yeah.
I assume.
And before,
Maybe not.
I pray they don't.
no, I got to go to Walmart and buy my porg humidifier because
Yeah,
holy
I mean,
moly!
it depends on how much money in merchandise they sold,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
How much
exactly.
can we sell of these things?
Oh,
Well,
my
how much
God.
have they?
Anyway,
Into me now.
All right,
Cut it off, Hobbs.
Cut it off, Hobbs.
wait.